Can you guys hear us now?
Yay! It's working.
Watch out.
Okay.
Yay!
We're back. It's working. Every time my
hashtag
bear with us, and then more people came in.
COVID made me deaf. I know you guys can't hear it.
Okay, it's back on now, guys. It's
Damn
back
bull
on.
made me deaf. Okay.
We probably had all the yups and everything in here, like making sure we messed up, and that's why everyone.
I can hear. It's a miracle.
Every time I update my computer lately, it makes the default over to our to my Kraken headphones.
Hi, Andy.
Hi, Andy.
Hi, Angie.
Hi, Angie.
Hi,
Angie!
Raven.
Hi, Raven.
Who else did I miss? Hi, Zool. Hi, Calvin. Hi, Nadine. Hi, Mikey. Hi, Kisa. Am I missing anybody? I'm sorry if I missed anybody. Oh, crap. How do I? Okay.
There we go. Okay.
So we are talking about Nikolai Dzhumagaliev.
See, and the funny thing was, they all saw me going like this, and I was all Dzhumagaliev.
By the way, he's Russian, not Italian.
It's like I'm giving everybody a freaking voodoo curse out there from Italy. I listen to too much black metal, and then like the Norwegians pronounce it like Italia or something like that.
Italians pronounce it that way.
Oh, they do?
Italia.
Their pizza's not as good as American pizza. I'll say that right now.
Hey, actually,
flatbread. It's just flatbread.
Yeah. He's talking crap to an Italian.
So you're Sicilian.
I am Sicilian.
You're a Sicilian. All right, we got to get into this.
Let's do this, guys.
Hey, Star!
Oh,
go vote Nightmare Clowns.
Hey, is anybody in the SAS right now for Nightmare Clowns?
I don't think so. I think
if they're not, go vote vice versa.
Yeah. No. Sorry.
Yeah.
We're exclusive.
But
we are exclusively Nightmare Clowns.
If Nightmare Clowns are not in there.
Yep.
But if Nightmare
we are
no Nightmare Clowns this week.
Okay.
So yeah, go vote Vice. She's awesome. Mm-hmm. All right. So, like we mentioned earlier, we were talking about Nikolai Dzhumagaliev.
Is he Russian or is he Ukrainian?
He's Russian.
He's Slovakian.
He's USSR, actually.
You know, I'll say this though. The Soviet or the Slavic metal scene is fucking amazing.
It's pretty cool.
It's
folky and
yeah
happy.
Well, not so much.
She got some nice boobies. So
she's
Hungarian.
That's Dalriada.
She's Hungarian, isn't she?
Yeah, she's Hungarian.
She's nice.
She's there with Tormentor.
She's nice to stare at.
Attila, lead singer of Mayhem, is a Hungarian. But yeah, let's get into this.
Nikolai. VR is cool. Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely. Alrighty, here we go. So Nikolai Dzhumagaliev. Also known as Metal Fang. Classification: serial killer.
He's known as Metal Fang?
Yeah. That's kind of a pretty awesome nickname.
Well, we're going to get into some stuff here. And, he actually, we're going to get into it later on, but he actually escaped for a few years.
Well, hold on.
I know.
Cart ahead of the horse.
Mm-hmm.
So characteristics: schizophrenic, cannibalistic, necrophilic, and he has a deep hatred for women. Number of victims: at least 9, probably more.
At least 9, maybe more. We don't know.
Date of murders that are known: 79 to 80. Date of arrest was December 19th, 1980. Date of birth: November 15th, 1952. Victim profile: women.
I don't know the way this is being read right now. It's not you. It's just the way the notes are written.
Yeah,
it reminds me of freaking.
It's like my scorecards.
It reminds me of Step Brothers.
This is like my scorecards that I do.
Investors, maybe you. And now we have a music video to play for you guys.
Boats and hoes. Okay, so method of murder: stabbing with a knife. Location: Kazakhstan in the USSR.
Oh,
yeah.
So he was Borat.
Kazakhstani, yeah.
He was definitely a Borat.
So, status: he was actually declared insane and committed to Tashkent Mental Institution on December 3rd of 81. So here we go. Nikolai Dzhumagaliev.
From backwards R to or
From
backwards
A to backwards R. Here we go. Back in the USSR.
I'm sorry, but I know we have a hard time reading the Slavic words in Russian or whatnot. And
Hey, I had it pronounced.
It turns out like this is actually one of the Russian serial killers are my favorite ones to cover because we always mess up the names and everything. It's so much fun.
I guess. So born November 15, 1952. He was a serial killer operating in the 80s, known as Metal Fang, for his unusual false teeth made from white metal.
This is
in the Soviet Union Republic of Kazakhstan.
He was known as Metal Fang because he made fangs or dentures from out of I'm sorry, all I heard was depleted uranium that the Soviet ministers gave him or something.
Why does it seem like he's a Bond villain?
He does. He acts exactly what we get into is he actually is a Bond villain. Like the messed up Bond villain that murdered that they hired on the side because everyone else couldn't catch Bond.
Look, was he in a James Bond movie? Exactly.
Yes. I think so.
Hold on, I'm trying to see your profile picture.
It's her and a kitty.
I'm gonna have to look at it closer.
I saw
later.
It earlier.
Yay!
It's pretty cool. Angie has a cool picture.
E. coli. Ricola.
Go to.
I heard that big freaking horn. What?
Zool says 007.
007.
But I was looking at Angie's. White metal is that the opposite of black metal? Technically, black metal. Okay, we're gonna get into some stuff. Black metal is
got
black
him
metal.
started.
White metal. It was. They tried to do a fad with it.
What the heck would white metal be like? Pop?
It was
baby metal.
No, what happened was everyone was doing like metal on like they're doing folk metal and folk black metal, thrash metal, black thrash, everything evil, everything Viking, everything sacrificing all this other stuff. So then like some guys got together and they're like, well, let's
talk about unicorns.
Well, no, they were like, let's talk about Christian mythology and stuff like that. And that's what they started doing.
Turned into power metal.
There's actually some really good white metal bands out there. Powerwolf, yeah, Powerwolf does the same thing. Powerwolf is exactly the same thing, but yeah, it's not the opposite. It's just a lot of them were like
Mormon metal.
A lot of them were like, we're gonna just take on this genre that no one else has done yet, and just talk about all the messed up stuff in the Bible.
I actually know friends in Christian death metal bands. So that it happens.
Work.
It happens.
No, it happens, but that doesn't work.
No purchase necessary is the name of the band.
How?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't work. There's no that you cannot be a Christian death metal band.
Well, they are. Everything
death metal is talking about gore and guts, and then all with their gore, guts, and I love God.
I mean,
whatever. Well, maybe it does work because a lot of serial killers claim to be
metalcorns.
Metalcorns.
All right, let's get back into this.
Nadine sent me on a tangent.
Dzhumagaliev, okay.
Sorry, Nadine, I'm just messing around.
POD, yeah. No. Christian metal would be POD.
Worst band ever.
Yeah, they're pretty bad. All right, so he was called Metal Fang because of his unusual false teeth that were made from white metal.
I want to be called
in the Soviet Union Republic of Kazakhstan. He was a cannibal. He would often kill his women victims with an axe, carve the meat, and serve it to his friends at dinner.
He was the one that had barbecues too, wasn't he?
He was the one that had the No, that was the other guy. People prosciutto. That was actually Sagawa that did the people prosciutto.
No, he didn't really do that.
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't. He just ate her, and that was that.
But okay, then this might have been actually Nikolai with the people prosciutto.
I don't think that's really people. I think
that picture was not really people. We are aware of that. It was a teaching tool.
You teach people lies.
Whatever. Most schools do. Just kidding. I guess I'm just going to come in here real fast and say this. Under the fair use, another author may make limited use of the original author's work without asking permission pursuant to 17 U.S. Code 107. Certain uses of copyrighted material for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, including multiple copies for classroom use, scholarship, or research is not an infringement of copyright. Trigger warnings, just letting you know. We're going to be talking about cannibalism.
Yep.
All right. Hey, Beth.
Hey, Beth.
What's up? Oh, wait. We got Sherry.
Sherry, sorry.
What's up? Sorry.
Sherry, the birthday clown, sorry. Oh, it is? Oh, you're right. I keep forgetting sometimes. I'm sorry.
Soylent Green. It's people.
It's people.
It's people. I saw her come in earlier with her name, her other account. And so.
Oh.
It's
yeah,
the same
Facebook
picture.
is causing a lot of issues right now. Our mic issue was the fact that I updated the computer yesterday and I forgot to check to make sure the mics were set up properly.
Ready? We're going to do this.
Here we go.
So, he was eventually caught when friends whom he had invited to his house for snacks found a human head and intestines in his fridge. They immediately reported him to the authorities, and Nikolai was arrested.
They're all eating tacos, and he's like, "What is?" They're like, "What is?" Oh, it's a Mexican recipe. It's tripas. And they're like, he's like, "Don't go in the kitchen." And then they go in the kitchen. They just see guts everywhere.
It's kind of like The Voices when like he's off his med or when he's on his meds and he sees the blood and guts everywhere and the decapitated bodies and shit.
And he can smell the decay.
Yeah.
But when he's off his meds, he
everything
doesn't
is all hunky dory, and his dogs and cats talk to him.
The cat wants him to murder people.
And his dog says, "No,
say,
buddy."
His dog's a mastiff too.
Meat sandwich.
Sorry. All
right. The total number of his victims is not really known, although he was charged with a total of 7 murders. Some of the sources actually put his victims at 50 to 100. He was found to be insane. He was sentenced to a psychiatric hospital in Tashkent, Kazakhstan, which he escaped from in 89 while being transported to another facility. He was caught in 91 in Fergana.
He was gone for a couple years. He was part of the people we were talking about with the wasn't it that got away?
Yeah, he's actually out.
No, he's not.
Yes, actually.
No, he's not. I read more on it. He's actually not out. They did catch him.
He was one of the 5 that we're doing. This is a series on 5 that are out.
Mm-hmm.
But he was recaptured in 91. I get that.
Yeah.
But they have let him out since.
Oh, I thought they recaptured and that was that.
No, they've let him out.
Oh, that's right. We have pictures of him barbecuing recently.
Yes. So, he made it his mission to rid the world of prostitutes. Yeah. He would lure women into the dark end of a local park where he would rape them and then hack them to death with an axe.
This is something...
And then cook them.
Okay, this is common, actually, in I was about to say Slavicstan, but this is common in freaking the USSR at the time. Parks, the people being murdered and raped in parks and everything like that. Is to say the what's his face, the Rostov Ripper, what's his name? Not Klukinski. I can't think of his name.
Just.
But the chessboard killer and all of them, they all did the same stuff. They murdered him in parks mostly. Like, what is his name?
Chikatilo didn't.
Chikatilo, yes,
no,
he did.
He didn't. No, he was just doing it all crazy style.
He did it in most places where he could, but a lot of the places were wooded areas just outside of a park.
So, my goodness, I wonder who's barbecuing. He does love barbecuing hoes.
Yep.
It's also common in the
bug community.
Spiders eat their prey after they sleep with them. Yeah. Oh, but the bug.
Oh yeah.
Yummy. Human meat.
Yummy, yummy, yummy. I got something in my tummy.
So where is it? Here he is.
There you go.
Just chilling.
That is actually you can tell that's a recent picture.
If you squint a little, you could see it better.
Yeah. All right.
So, wow, we might have a short one on our hands tonight. I thought I had a lot of notes.
We have the other notes too.
No, we don't.
Mm-hmm. It goes into his victims and everything.
Okay, where is it?
We're in commercial. We'll
so,
get through all this.
Dzhumagaliev made it his mission to get rid of the prostitutes, like I had said. He was charged with 7 murders. He's confessed to 9. But again, it's somewhere around 50 to 100, really. And so he also practiced cannibalism, as we mentioned before. And he would just, cook. I don't think I would trust him here. I would not trust him on the barbecue.
I think most serial killers that have operated in the span of, years and years or decades, their numbers are more likely up in, the double digits.
Yeah, but he was only 2 years that they were able to count.
No, he operated for a little bit longer. Wasn't it?
I also want to know.
Well, also,
why is anybody trusting him with a barbecue?
they also, at the time with the USSR and stuff like that, they really didn't. If he was going after, hey, Dizzy. Okay. If he's going after certain people and stuff like that, like the less dead, like prostitutes and like that, the USSR didn't give one damn about it.
Yeah.
It wasn't only when he probably hit when he actually abducted some regular peoples with that.
Why does it look like he was barbecuing a leg? Which do you prefer, a leg or a breast? Now I can say it out loud. Hey! Hi, Dizzy!
Dizzy, is he? No, he's not up there.
Yes, multipass.
Multipass.
Lilo Dallas multipass. What? Yes, it does. And Kuru. Yeah.
Yep.
So cannibalism gives you prion disease or mad cow, basically, but just from humans. And yeah, Kuru. If there's pictures of certain people with that sore on their tongue, that is actually a symptom of Kuru. It's great to see you in here. I hope you're feeling better.
Yay. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
All right. So here we go. He made a habit of preparing ethnic dishes out of his victims and serving them for his friends. So you weren't very far off when you were saying they made tacos. Tripas.
It's only, that's probably what happened. He probably didn't cook them right. However, he made the intestines. He probably didn't cook them right. And they're like, tastes like poo-poo. And they're like, let's go in his kitchen and see how bad the meat was. And there's a butchered body right there.
Oh, that's what it was. So actually, it was his buddies got drunk and walked into the kitchen and discovered the woman's severed head just kind of like hanging out and some of her intestines. Yeah. So he was actually found not responsible for his murders.
Because they found him insane.
Due to insanity. Yep.
Which, well, he didn't make an effort to hide his body.
Not at all.
So he didn't know if he didn't make any, I don't think he made any effort to hide any bodies. The other notes actually has the victims and stuff like that he goes into, and we'll find out more about that. But right here, he made no effort to hide what he was doing because he thought it was normal. So
probably Indian food because the curry would be the best way to hide stuff.
I don't know.
Mikey, it smells like pussy. What the fuck?
This roast beef sandwich is amazing, man. Where did you get it at? Where'd you get the beef? It's just coming out the sides and it's just so tender.
I would guess it would be chewy.
You should have cooked this longer though. It's a little rubbery. It's a little chewy. Did you dry age this roast beef? There's a little funk on this. There's this smidgen of funk.
Everyone wants a little bit of head.
Just make head cheese and there's a human nose in it.
I can't get roast beef like this at Arby's.
Someone mentioned my ex or some.
Ew, fish tacos. Watch out, you might lose your teeth. All right. So this was actually all happening when the U.S. was boycotting the Olympic Games in Moscow.
When was that?
So that was in the 80s, in 1980 during the Cold War.
How is that? That's when we? I think that's a little bit wrong. We actually played our hockey team in 1980.
That's what I thought too.
No, that's not accurate. It must have been in the mid 80s. Or the 70s.
Curious now.
Oh, 70s.
Well, okay, so basically...
70s, we did boycott the games there, but in 1980, our hockey team, the U.S. hockey team, was the one to beat USSR.
And it was Roger.
And we beat the Swedes, and then we went on to beat a harder team, which was the Swedes and all their stuff, and yeah.
So basically, during this time, though, that's when Kazakhstan was experiencing a rash of murders. And they couldn't quite figure out what was going on.
The entire USSR was having a rash of murders at the time because they just didn't care.
It wasn't just him.
Yeah, no, there was they had, I think Chikatilo actually, I think he actually traveled to Kazakhstan a couple times.
At one point, yeah.
I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
So For the record, Dzhumagaliev actually spent a year in jail for manslaughter prior to all this.
You see how it works in the USSR?
Mm-hmm.
Manslaughter gets you the most is 1 year.
So he was considered by all who knew him as well-spoken, clean-shaven, a gentleman. He was always neatly dressed, but had one physical flaw that everyone knew him. You know, he lost all his natural teeth years before. So he made metal teeth. So he wasn't exactly a loner, but he would generally keep to himself, walking around town trying to meet different women wherever he went. But he was oftentimes shunned by them, which also made him mad. I think was part of why he went to after prostitutes.
Well, I think even as prostitutes, they're saying the prostitutes kind of shunned him here and there too. Yeah.
Well, his favorite spot in town was near the riverbank.
Down by the river? Did he live in a van down by the river? Yep.
He lost his teeth.
Snaggletooth.
Yeah, it's weird why they let people out early. I don't even think that was early. I think that was actually the sentence.
No, the USSR really didn't deal with the serial murders and stuff like that. They didn't want, especially in the 80s, because the Cold War is starting to wind down in the 80s, and the USSR is just, they're not winning the arms race in any way, shape, or form. I think 30% of their GDP or whatever went to nukes and stuff like that, and their armies and stuff, and they didn't have money for food because of that, because they were communists and stuff like that. So they were trying to keep up with us, and we basically just privatized the military industrial complex. We just privatized everything like that. So when it came to a lot of stuff like this, the USSR did not care one bit if he was killing prostitutes and stuff like that. And if you killed someone in a fight or however you did things, they just put you in jail for 1 year and then they got you out of there. The only time you ever got sent to Siberia or something like that is when you messed up real bad. And yeah, that's when it became a death sentence. Basically,
his favorite spot in town was near a river where he would meet a young lady and lure her into the park. And he would then rape her and finish off by hacking up the body. And with a knife and an axe, which he carried all the time. That was totally normal.
Well, it's commonplace, especially
an axe.
It is commonplace because there are butchers and stuff like that, and they kind of didn't get away from the late 1800s, early 1900s, where they carried their utensils, their tools around with them everywhere they went when they did stuff.
One of the really interesting parts here too is that he would apparently cook down by the river, like right after, and then he would bag up the rest of it, and take a lot of it home with him.
If you're going to enjoy your work, you might as well enjoy your work at work. And if he's killing people down by the river, might as well just stay there and cook his food and do what he's got to do.
So when he was discovered by the police, it was because of those get-togethers, and he would cook large amounts of meat for all his friends, and yeah, it was people. It's people. It's people.
You have to understand too that Chikatilo even said it in the poor parts of the USSR. Mm-hmm. It was commonplace, especially before World War II, because there was no food.
Wasn't one of Chikatilo's siblings?
Well, his brother or something that was cannibalized by his neighbors.
Yeah,
because they had no food. They were eating grass,
dirt and grass,
whatever they could, leaves, grass to stay alive.
That's right.
To get whatever nutrients out they could from it. And it's the same thing here. So so it's something that's kind of carried over, cannibalism and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. So we're gonna go to a quick break.
Wow.
And we will be
30 minutes has
back.
Went by on this one.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
We'll be back.
This is Mikey from Out of the Ordinary, and you're watching PBDC TV.
Oh, hi. First thing in the morning, when I'm listening to music and getting a little bit of time for some creepy research, I'm always representing with my PBDC merch. What a better way to have a cup of coffee in the morning.
Don't forget to check out our other cool merch at rootsbleedred.com. That's rootsbleedred.com.
This is Professor Edgar Fluffosaurus from Spooky Tales with Steve the Cat, and when I'm not hosting Monster Chat or knocking down small Japanese cities, I'm watching PBDC TV. Now back to the show.
Wow, I'm having a hard time keeping up with all these. Hey, Pogo!
Pogo! Where's
What's
Pogo?
up? I don't see him, but I see that somebody said he was here.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so
let's get back to this.
well, let's give comments real fast. There's some stuff coming through.
Oh, they're chatting. They're going back and forth.
I know, but let's
Talking
do it.
about smells and stuff.
Smash. Oh, Nadine, I am
Yeah.
so sorry. Oh, you know, like when we had COVID, the last time we had COVID was about a month ago. It was weird. It's like our smell,
Smell and taste funny.
our smell was coming in and out. But that first time, oh my God, we lost everything. Like a year and a half ago. Like our
Mhm.
sense of smell was gone.
Clown
So,
smell and taste funny. Have you know I smell like birthday cake.
cake pops.
Clowns smell like funnel cake and cotton candy. That
Yep.
sounds awesome.
Oh God, you know it'd be awesome. Cake pops.
Okay, yeah, you're totally vegan.
Sorry, I'm vegan. You mean vegan if by chance you mean cooking chicken hearts in a stew that you made that you showed us, Mikey? Mikey cooked chicken hearts one time.
Will COVID take my smelling of clowns away? Probably.
No, I don't know. Clowns smell really funny. We keep saying it.
You're making me hungry. It's against my religion to eat people. I'm only allowed to eat cow, no people. People not good, make you sick.
I think we could do this. We got to find someone who's willing to let us cut
Okay,
chunks of their thigh
let's
off.
just stop now.
Let's just go with a rump roast.
Oh,
Just a half pound. That's all we need, and we'll share it. Okay? Someone who's willing to let us eat them. Badooch.
hi, Sandy.
Hi, Sandy.
All right.
He
So
eats chicken.
I eat chicken.
We had we made
Oh,
chicken.
there she is. There she is. Hi.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us.
Cool. First time.
Awesome.
We do this weekly. We have our show. Then there's
All week long.
There's Mother de Lamort, and then there's Mikey on Tuesdays with Out of the Ordinary, and then there's
Steve the Cat is
Stephen-
coming back on the 31st.
Stephen P. Kitty Cat will be back on the 31st, and then there's Sharon S.
And Sharon S. Yes.
She'll read your cards.
Yes. Okay. So, I love that song.
So we were mistaken. Actually, you want to read it real fast,
What?
or what we're going to get into right now?
What are you talking about?
Oh, about him escaping again.
Oh.
We'll get that at the end.
Well, okay, so yes, that's what I was trying to remember, and I remembered what it was. He actually escaped in 2015, and at that point they were like, well, he served enough time. Whatever.
That's Kazakhstan for you.
And they kind of just let him go on his merry way.
It is difficult to track serial killers in Europe, even to this day. Whereas the U.S., we have tons of experiences. And even though our agencies don't communicate so much with each other, even after 9/11, we still find serial killers pretty fast. Whereas Europe, whenever there is a serial killer there, they go on forever and they can get away.
Hi, Pogo!
Hi, Pogo.
And Mrs. Pogo. All right, so let's do this. So Dzhumagaliev planned his first murder very carefully in January of 1979. He killed a woman traveling along a rural path outside of Uzignagash. During the investigation, Dzhumagaliev just described his first murder.
I'm sorry. I love making you read Russian names. It's my favorite thing ever.
Now, this is a quote from him, by the way. So, I always loved to hunt and I often went hunting, but this was my first time hunting a woman. I went out on the Uzun Agash my bullock track Okay, seriously? Uzan agach my bolak. Track.
I'll ooze on your gosh, Bolak.
Yeah, sure.
I
I
saw.
saw-
No idea what I just said.
I saw some young peasant woman, and she was alone. I felt my heart pound within me, and I ran after her. Hearing my footsteps, she's turned around, but I caught up to her and put my arm around her neck and dragged her to the side of a landfill. She resisted, but I cut her throat with the knife. Then I drank her blood. At this point, from the village appeared a factory bus. I laid down on the ground and crouched next to the body. While I was lying there, my hands grew cold. After the bus drove by, I warmed my hands on the woman's body, then stripped her naked. I cut the corpse's breast into strips, removed the ovaries, and separated the pelvis and hips. I then put these pieces into a backpack and carried them home. I melted the fat to fry with, and some parts I pickled. Once, I put the parts through a meat grinder and made dumplings. I saved the meat for myself. I never served it to anyone else. Twice, I grilled parts, the heart and the kidneys, grilled meat too. But it was tough, and I had to cook it for a long time in its own fat. The meat from this woman took me a month to eat. The first time I ate human flesh, I had to force myself, but then I got used to it.
I'm okay. That is kind of weird.
So on January 25th, 1979, the body of the woman was discovered. A criminal case was opened, but the investigation did not lead to Dzhumagaliev.
It's almost as if he didn't want. Well, okay, so a lot of serial killers, when something happens that's wrong, and they kill someone for not their needs, they see it as waste.
Yeah.
You know, they don't. There's no fun in it if they don't get whatever rush, however they want to kill the person. If that doesn't happen that way, and then they have to kill the person regardless, they see it as waste, and they're like, "Oh, I can't do this. So, this is wrong." But this right here, I think it's along the same lines. He saw it as waste, that he basically forced himself to be a cannibal, and then got used to the taste after, like you said, a month.
So, further murders and his first arrest. So in 1979, Dzhumagaliev committed 5 more murders. On August 21st, in a drunken stupor, he accidentally shot a fellow fireman, for which he was arrested. At the Serbsky Center, he was diagnosed with schizophrenia. In less than a year, he was released and returned to Uzinagash. Upon his return, he committed 3 more murders.
Please tell me how to brother Bilo.
So, Dzhumagaliev's 9th murder was the one that led to his capture. He invited some friends and their girlfriends to his home. He killed one of them and began to dismember him in the next room.
So he didn't care whether it was man or woman.
This doesn't sound right, but because I've never read this part before. When the other guests came looking for them and saw what was happening, they fled in horror. And then reported it to the police. This actually sounds more accurate, actually.
Yeah.
The arriving policeman caught the cannibal on his knees, smeared with blood. The police were so shocked at what they found that he was actually able to escape. He fled to the mountains naked with a hatchet in his hands. He was tracked down and taken into custody the next day, and on December 19th, 1980, a relative of his was also arrested.
That's a terrible day.
Yeah, it is.
A lot of bad stuff always happens on that day.
Lots of whores. Less than a year later, December 3rd, 1981, Dzhumagaliev went on trial. Since he had previously been diagnosed with schizophrenia, he was again declared insane and remanded to a special treatment center, where he spent the next 8 years. Shortly after his crimes in the 1980s had gained wide attention, another maniac by the name of Alexander Shrinik, also known as Moldavian Chikatilo.
Skiernik.
What?
Skiernik.
Sure.
Yeah.
Was operating in... Come on. What's with all the little squigglies? Chisinau?
I love making you read Russian words.
Chisinau.
It's my favorite.
He killed women and dismembered their bodies, after which he brought the body parts to his friend. The head of one of his victims was shown on television.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And this is talking about Alexander Stirnik.
Well, I mean, that was common.
Stirnik?
I mean, public executions is something that were actually pretty commonplace in.
No, one of his victims' heads.
No,
was
I'm
shown.
saying because the public executions were that was actually at the time there was only so many years between that.
And because of this guy, who was what did they call him again? The Moldavian Chikatilo. They actually thought that Nikolai had escaped and gone over to the Moldavian capital, which is where this guy was. So, yeah.
So they're at the psych ward, just watching whatever on like a small screen, black and white TV that's government mandated.
No. The Moldavian people were the ones that were saying
it's good. They're watching it at the government mandated TV screens for Russia or for the USSR. Then they see this and they're like, "Holy crap!" And they go back to the psych ward and they're like,
"No, he's here."
Nikolai escaped, and he's like, they're all rushing around him, rushing around.
They're rushing around.
And then they were like, he's like, "Guys, I'm right here. I don't know what you're talking about."
So yeah, it was the rumors were only put to rest when
they realized he was still at the psych ward.
Skrinik, whatever his name is, was convicted of the crime, sentenced to death, and executed.
Hey, Sven.
What? Hey!
We got Sven help us out with the words.
Sven! He's German, not Russian.
Close enough.
Not really.
I'm pretty sure he can pronounce the words.
No. Nice!
Russian or Germans,
Pogo has just become the sergeant of their local social motorcycle club.
Oh.
Super cool. Super cool.
We call them MCs.
7 degrees.
We call them MCs around here. But that's awesome. Wait, Sergeant at Arms? That's actually pretty badass.
Sergeant, yeah.
Oh, that's rad. That's rad. I know he's Pogo's in Australia, right?
Yes.
I know they take it. They take their MCs as serious, I think, as we take our MCs too. They're pretty cool down there.
It's good to know that it's nice warm weather riding your motorcycle bike. Yeah.
Our weather right now is
fluctuating.
We were at like 80 degrees a day.
Yeah, it was hot.
75 or something like that. And then like a couple days ago, we were down to like 30 degrees.
So Sherry says maybe he was poor and couldn't afford to buy food. Actually, in this situation, he wasn't.
No, he did his mandatory military service. I don't think we got into that, but when he was young, he actually
No, go.
He sounds like some weird curry meal. Yeah. So when he was younger, there was mandatory military service and stuff like that. So he did his mandatory service, got out, tried to become a truck driver, tried to become something else, a couple different things.
He was a firefighter too.
Tried to do a couple different things, tried to go to university and like that. And then he turned around and actually, that's when he became a firefighter. That was basically what he was doing the entire time. It was this. It wasn't like he was like actually like starved for money and stuff like that. He was actually, I think, slightly higher up on the communist scale, and so he was actually able to live his life.
Sven says, "I can say 1 or 2 words in Russian. I can say das svidaniya." That's about it.
Yep. All right.
So his escape on August 29th, 1989, while being transferred to an ordinary mental hospital instead of an extraordinary, I don't know. Dzhumagaliev managed to escape using the car in which he was being transported in. He wandered for a long time around the USSR and, according to some reports, committed a series of murders in Moscow and Kazakhstan. In the past, Dzhumagaliev had previously been pronounced cured several times and released, returning to his native village where he was not well received. Knowing that the villagers would likely turn him in, he did not return there. So Dzhumagaliev was declared a fugitive, and for several years, he was reported to be seen around Moscow, Kyrgyzstan, and Uzbekistan.
Uzbekistan, motherfuckers! Sorry.
Elena is actually from Kyrgyzstan.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I like Elena. She's nice.
She's awesome. She was born in Kyrgyzstan. Well, because her parents are diplomats.
They had. Can we say it?
They were there. What?
They had diplomatic immunity. I love Lethal Weapon.
So
One of my favorite movies
he
of all time.
actually hid.
It's been revoked.
He actually hid in the mountains for 2 years, and mainly in Kyrgyzstan, where he had collected medical plants and bartered them for food with the local population.
Oh, he was growing weed.
With each passing day, it became harder for him to hide, as
Well, yeah.
hang gliders pestered him constantly, and motor vehicles were also engaging in the search. Dzhumagaliev decided to divert attention from Kyrgyzstan and put the investigators on the wrong track by making them think that he was in the capital. The maniac asked a person with whom he was familiar to take a letter he had written to a friend in Bishkek and mail it from Moscow. The letter ended with terrible words. Now I will return soon. There are a lot of beautiful women here. No one will notice their loss.
So, can we bring something up here real fast with the USSR? Because this is in the 80s, right? Before the fall of the USSR. Before the fall of the Soviet Union. They did not allow you to do a million freaking things, but they allowed people to hang glide. Can you see how, like, crazy that is?
Well,
and then they started bothering him in his medical plant field.
well, so his stratagem worked, by the way. The press and various publications spread the rumors that he was in the capital, and the population of Moscow was alarmed by this letter. And then everybody started saying that they saw him in the city. Later, in an effort to eliminate the panic, a refutation was actually issued by the authorities saying, "Okay, he's not here, guys."
Well, you did have Chikatilo operating at the same time throughout Russia too, and the USSR. So while he was off in the mountain, more than likely probably just hiding up there and growing weed.
Yeah,
You had Chikatilo operating, and they're like, "Oh no, he's still operating," because they didn't know who was doing whatever they were doing.
yeah.
And excuse me, their victims were roughly the same.
So Dzhumagaliev decided to end his adventures by staging a theft, intending to return to Tashkent and go to prison for a minor crime. His plan was successful, and in April of 1991, he was arrested for stealing sheep
Jesus
in
Christ.
Fergana.
Don't tell me he was about to.
He claimed to
No.
be... Wait. Ready? He claimed to be Chinese and was placed in the general cell of SIZO, CIZO.
They do border China. And
Well, yeah. A lot of people actually...
there's a lot of...
It's Asian. It's actually an Asian area.
Yeah, but have you seen the people who border China, like, or the Russian people who border there, where they look Asian, but they're completely like Russian?
They have the Russian names and they look Chinese.
I would honestly love to go visit there because it seems like the Mongol. I know it's like they kind of have like the Mongolian like mentality and stuff like that. What?
Oh, I was just pointing this.
Yeah, we have time. Sorry.
I didn't mean for it to tap. I was also trying to get this off of it.
Okay.
So, during interrogations, he willingly confessed to the theft, but could not explain how he had made his way to the Soviet Union. Because of this discrepancy, a request was sent to Moscow for assistance, and Colonel Yuri Dubyagin, who had participated in the effort to capture... I'm just going to call him Nikolai.
Just call him Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Oh, sorry. I love Hacksaw.
So, he was actually participating in the capture, and what? Okay.
Where are you at?
So when Dzhumagaliev arrived from Fergana from the capital, the sheep thief was revealed as the cannibal and was taken into custody and returned to a psychiatric hospital in Kazakhstan.
Did they have a Scooby-Doo moment? They had a Scooby-Doo moment. Let's just see who the sheep thief, say that 3 times fast, the sheep thief is.
Splasvia. That's what he can say is Splasvia.
I can...
Splasvia. There we go.
I can headbang the Russian music.
So, Rasputin.
We said that to Mark earlier. Happy birthday, Mark
Happy
Limbo!
birthday, Mark Limbo!
Hope you enjoyed the.
He hasn't seen it yet.
Hasn't seen it yet.
He hasn't seen what is inside that video. He actually never saw it. He was like, "Thank you." I'm
That's
like,
technically not.
I know, but let's not explain it.
Yeah.
So, thank you, Sandy. I appreciate it. We
thank you.
both appreciate it. Happy birthday. Okay. So, Dzhumagaliev said that he hoped that court would accept evidence of his recovery and release him in the future. Previously, he was recognized as cured and released, and immediately dismembered bodies that were in the vicinity.
Well, that was that time. This is different.
So-
This is where he was hiding out in the mountains growing weed. He
No,
was
no,
high
but-
the entire time.
Like, currently, so Nikolai is isolated from society and incarcerated in a specialized psychiatric clinic, fenced with barbed wire, in the village of Aktas, in the Almaty region. And he does repairs on small equipment. He once filed for an application to be given the death penalty, but he was told no, and because it was a symptom of deterioration of his condition.
Does Russia still have the death penalty? I thought
I think they do.
they probably do.
So a doctor said about him, his behavior is orderly. The patient is calm. He willingly works in the department, helping the staff. We have no grounds to believe that he poses dangers to others. He can quietly be in society and be observed in a regular hospital. The question of his discharge is still open. Specialists studying serial killers strongly disagree with the conclusions of the clinic's doctors.
Serial killers have almost 100% recidivism rate. If you let them out, they will do it again.
Oh, yeah.
It's an addiction. They can't get away from it. It's an addiction that they can literally continue their hunting ground right back up again and kill a few more people, and then they're right back in jail.
So in September of 2014, Dzhumagaliev was charged and convicted of his 10th murder, which he actually convicted in 1990
So that's
in Aktobe.
So basically, they probably processed the DNA evidence and all this stuff, and they were like, "No, this is you."
Oh no, this was committed when he had escaped.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So, okay. So this is something that I hadn't had before. So there was this whole thing about him having escaped and just them being like, whatever. It was never really confirmed.
Oh.
Yeah.
When I was reading this earlier, the notes and everything like that, I knew he escaped for 2 years, but I don't think that's what I was saying. I don't think he's out. I think he is still in. I think he's one of the 5 people that they're just going, well, our series that we're doing right now with the people who are out right now.
Yeah, who are out.
I don't think he is at all. I think he is still locked up. I think he does, like they said in there, like with him doing work on engines and stuff like that. He has some freedoms.
They said that he can hang out in polite society and stuff like that here and there.
Well, this right here, this pic actually might be him like on a day release or something like that, like going out and seeing fans. Fans. There probably are fans who go and visit with him. There are, but seeing family and stuff like that. So.
Oh yeah. All right.
Let's
see. Maybe he'd gotten high on pot and said, "I got a craving for people. Oh man, I can go for some people right now. How about you dudes?"
We should ask the bots that are popping in right now how to pronounce these Russian words.
Hey!
We have bots.
Can you guys tell us?
Can you please
to pronounce these words?
Look, Russian bots. If you give me these Russian words, can you please look them up and pronounce them for us?
Send him to the gulag.
They didn't because he's legally insane. So. Deem all shops are closed. Let's
all shops are closed. Let's eat Ivan.
Oh.
All right, guys. That's basically it for the night.
So he didn't escape, actually, in 2015. He is still in...
Yeah, I mean, everything that I kept finding said that he had escaped, and they just kind of went, well, he served enough time.
Maybe... I think probably what happened was maybe he did escape for a little bit, but like... what's his face?
They actually found the person who reported that.
Oh, yeah?
And she confessed and got in trouble for it.
So she lied?
Yeah.
Ooh. So they basically caused a big old hysteria of people like running around, and then they go back and they're like, "Did you escape?" And he's all, "I've been in my cell the whole time."
So they tracked down the author, and it turned out to be a 21-year-old female resident from his native village. And she was arrested and confessed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
So You know what? Maybe we could do like some pop culture stuff.
Yep.
So, the come on.
Hungarian poet.
Hungarian poet and philosopher C.S. Istvan Bardos.
That's actually easier.
Yeah, wrote a short story about Dzhumagaliev titled "The True Story of the Kazakhstani Cannibal." I'm not going to try to pronounce that in Hungarian.
Do it.
No.
Frank Confessions.
Wait. Igaz Tortinet, a Kazakhstani cannibal roll.
Okay, so Hungarian's easy to pronounce. How is this possible? It still isn't. I thought, isn't Hungarian Slavic too?
Basically.
Hungarians are awesome.
So yeah, Frank Confessions.
Hi.
Cannibals.
Can I be frank with you guys? That's my pickup line for everybody. I think that's how I picked you up. I was like, can I be frank with you for a second?
The investigation was concluded with Leonid Kanevsky.
Even when it's written in
and
English,
it's called
Satan.
And then also the investigation was concluded with Leonid Kanevsky, head in a briefcase. And this was actually about the other guy, Stricknick.
Just call him Strict Dick.
Alexander. His name is freaking Alexander.
Alexander Strict Dick.
Dickskin.
Dickens. It's Dickens. Jimmy Dickens. It's Dickens. I love letter.
And Dzhumagaliev was actually mentioned in that one, so that's why they said both of them.
Yeah.
But basically, Leonid Kanevsky called Dzhumagaliev Satan.
Okay. We have to go listen to this when we're done here. Metal Thing.
Blood Tsunami.
Okay, so Blood Tsunami, there is something pretty cool about this band. Not cool, but Faust is the drummer for Blood Tsunami.
I didn't know he was.
Yes.
What?
So a Norwegian.
Oh, he's horrible, but he's
a Norwegian killer who is a drummer for Blood Tsunami covered Metal Thing. Or not covered, but wrote Metal Thing, which is about a Kazakhstani serial killer.
Legends of Soviet Investigations, Episode 6, Cannibal.
Da, da, da. Is there actually that? I'd imagine that there's like a lot of cannibals in.
Well, yeah, but this one's specifically apparently about Nikolai.
All right.
So we are going to be talking about more of these guys.
So
we're doing a series.
This is the first of the series. He did
escape, but he is still back.
He's back in prison, but we have. What do we have?
Carla Homolka and Paul Bernardo are next.
Well, Paul Bernardo is actually in prison still. Carla Homolka, though,
is out.
And
she has tried to change her name.
And the Canadian government will not let her change her name.
And then, okay, Juha Valyakala is after that. And Pedro Lopez is after that.
These are all killers who have serial killers who've done time and are out.
Yeah.
Living their life today.
The one after that is actually going to be Issei Sagawa.
Oh, we touched on him for a second.
We got a little bit more in depth when we talked about all 5 of them.
Yeah.
With him, but
his was actually pretty interesting.
We can go more in depth about ECI. Because I know we did a little bit of a show on him, but we included a bunch of other things.
Yeah, there's a lot I can bring up right now, but it would actually ruin the show. So.
Yeah. All right, guys. So, loving the captions. Oh, God.
Oh!
I'm going to have to go back and read them.
I got to go back and read them, too.
Yeah, okay. She got out of prison, and her kids have been picked on.
I forgot that.
Quite a bit for...
I forgot Sherry is a...
Canadian.
She's Canadian, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Mikey.
No problem.
Thank you.
After World War II, cannibalism was widespread in Russia because they were very, very poor. But that was also prior to World War II, wasn't it, Sven?
Mm-hmm.
That was actually during the Russia's Great Famine that happened that led to Lenin and everything getting in power. The Bolsheviks and everything being taken out, all that stuff. It was that was part of the cannibalism was big there.
Cheers.
Drinks of vodka makes pronouncing it more easy as it does. I'm drinking a imperial red ale right now.
I'm drinking aloe.
But
I was joking about there being vodka in there.
Vodka.
I
I
lied.
can't drink straight vodka.
No, it hurts.
I'm not a big fan of drinking straight
It
liquor.
hurts and it gives me heartburn.
I stick to my edibles and my beers. That's all I like.
Yeah, I just like it. Just no.
Mhm.
The bunnies of chaos are coming for you. The bunnies of chaos are coming for you.
Good morning. Those damn bunnies.
Right at the end.
Right at the end. What the hell?
All right, guys.
All right. Well, happy birthday, Mark Limbo. And happy birthday to his mom. To your mom.
Yeah, my mom's birthday is today too.
76?
Yep. I don't know. Yeah, it's 76. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because she was born on an even
She
year.
was
It's an even year.
75 last year. She's 76 this year.
Well, okay. That I didn't do that kind of math.
I was born in an odd year in 81.
Mhm.
I'm going to be
41 this year.
I'm going to be 40 fun this year, guys, in a week and a half.
All right. Bye, guys.
Later, guys.